We want to take a moment to welcome everyone to the Watch This Shit podcast. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. My name is Seneca, the Mood Professor. With this podcast, we're going to give you the definitive decision on whether you should go see a new movie or not. It's real easy. If we say, watch this shit, go out and enjoy some good cinema. If we say, don't watch this shit, avoid it as you would traveling across the wasteland with a quarter tank of gasoline. Or don't. You can do what you want. It may be fun, or you might find yourself pushing your ride through miles of sand. You won't listen to us, you put your life in your own hands. Mad Max Fury Road was my shit. I remember after watching the film the first time in the theater, fellow moviegoer dropped their phone under their seats. In order to help them, I dove under the seat as if I was trying to have a glorious and shiny death. It was a powerful film that instantly infected the minds of those that saw it. One of the greatest action films ever put to screen. Damn sure the best Mad Max film. Apologies to the original recipe Mad Max and the Road Warrior. Fuck you, Thunderdome. You get no apologies. Just a tight movie with clearly defined motives for every character. It enriched and expanded the lore of the world while telling a very personal story for the main protagonist. And the action, oh my God, the action. I damn near want to delay the review of the movie that we're doing today and just review Fury Road. It's that damn good. Well, I'm already on this course, so we will follow it to its natural conclusion. Today, we will discuss Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. If by saga you mean a prequel that no one asked for, why the fuck didn't we just continue the Furiosa story into the future with short flashbacks of her past? The story. Once upon a time, Furiosa was not Charlize Theron, but was some little girl that then grew up to be Anya Taylor-Joy. Believe me, I'll cover this in depth in a bit. I got to get through the story. Little girl Furiosa is separated from her family in the Green Zone. Her mother has a retrieval arc to bring her little ass back. She is almost successful until young Furiosa refuses to accept the fact that somebody has to sacrifice themselves to get a child out of such a dangerous predicament and comes right back to get recaptured with nothing gained and so much lost. She grows up in the care of the same people that took her mother from her, led by the weird ass Dementus played by Chris Hemsworth. Until his ambition leads him into direct confrontation with Immortan Joe. Joe, as we know from Fury Road, eventually comes to have Furiosa as one of his underlings. So, here she is taken from Dementus and used in a war with Dementus until she is able to gain the strength to attempt her revenge on him and his crazy ass. Will we see a satisfying origin story that tells us how she gained that cool ass robot arm? Some of the things in this sentence are inevitable. Some are far out of reach. So far out of reach, they may as well be on the other side of the universe. All right. It wasn't going to take me long. There's no way I could or would restrain myself from talking about the biggest problem with the casting of Taylor Joy as a young version of Furiosa. There is no way in hell, not in the world these characters live in, that she could ever grow up to look like Charlize Theron. Hold on. I'm not I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it a different way. Both of these motherfuckers are beautiful. But Anya's face, the way her eyes are set, is very distinctive. They don't have plastic surgery in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. If they did, the people that get their faces horribly disfigured wouldn't be running around with loose flaps of skin hanging off of their faces. Was that enough? I think it's out of my system. Whew. Okay. Taylor Joy is a phenomenal actor. This is not the role for her. She lacks the physical presence of her senior. In Fury Road, yeah, I'm comparing them. Don't do a prequel and put another person in the role as the younger version of your protagonist if you don't want them to be compared to the person that it was. Anyway, Deron looked like she could go toe to toe with any of these crazy motherfuckers that were thrown at her. The fights wouldn't be easy, but it was reasonable that she was hardened and had been through enough that she could realistically win those skirmishes. Anya doesn't have any of that hard edge. She's soft and dainty, like a little deer, and her eyes are set far apart like a deer. I said I was done. I said I was done. She would be one of Immortan Joe's concubines. Straight up. Not the one driving the war rig and trying to help them get to safety. In order to make Chris Hemsworth a menacing villain in this world, they put a huge fake nose on him. Blank face. He looks like Les Grossman from Tropic Thunder. No, he doesn't. That shit worked. It took us the whole movie to realize, hey, this dude is somebody we know. That's fucking Tom Cruise. Here, it looks like Hemsworth picked up the leftover nose prosthetic from that other film and just put it on with nothing else to blend it into his face. I know they can do better makeup because I have seen them do better makeup on other characters in this series. In this very movie, there's a henchman that suffers a face altering injury. Her face is forever changed and it looks believable the entire film. Even years later, after the wound has healed, there's still a huge scar. It's visible, you can see it. They just couldn't get me to believe that nose was part of his anatomy. The craziest thing? I know he can play an imposing antagonist without a stupid ass clown nose on his face. Go watch Bad Times at the El Royale. Hemsworth plays a charismatic cult leader that is hot on the heels of one of his followers that was stolen from him. Every scene he has, he exudes this ominous energy as if any one of these people will die by his hand at any moment. In this film, I'm talking about Furiosa, he seems small, insignificant. Other than being the leader of this group that caused Furiosa to forever be lost to the green place, uh, he didn't have anything else. Also, his character is an inferior rogue. So do with that information as you will, but the importance he plays in the future of any of these characters' lives, let me give you a hint. It has to be zero. His importance is fucking zero. The action, the road battles are still excellent. George Miller hasn't forgotten the parts that he did so well previously. It's the other stuff, the story stuff that bogs this one down. The stunts, people jumping from moving vehicles to continue combat, the explosions, the roar of the engines. This is the exciting shit we came to see. Now, hold on. Temper your expectations. It's good, but not on the same level as Fury Road. Come on. That would almost be impossible. I don't know how else to say it. That's the truth. It's still fun in those moments, but there are less of them. And it's less high octane. And he channeled his inner Christopher Nolan for a few scenes. Not sure what was going on, but there were times when characters had to use a PA system in order to talk over long distance, and it sounded very similar to "I was born in the dark" type bullshit. That's not the lesson you want to learn from Nolan. He does a lot of things well. Vocal sound mixing is not one of those things, not even close. The vehicle designs were cool. A lot of positives on the visuals. He had one machine, the one that Hemsworth's character drove. It was a chariot pulled by 3 motorcycles. There's absolutely no way that shit would work. Nobody was driving the bikes. Who was throttling these damn bikes? But it was cool as shit. I am tired of prequels. Move the story forward. If you want, you can add in those small moments that fill in or give more context to what is currently happening. I'm good with that. Doing retreads, showing what came before, is wasted time and potential. Theron is still acting. She's not deceased or retired. Do a Fury Road sequel. That's what people wanted to see. Now, because you failed with this shit, we won't get to see what we really wanted. How did Furiosa navigate all the people at the Citadel looking to her for leadership? Did they ever fix Max's car and get it back to him? Real important shit that we never will get to see on screen. They're going to have to finish this story in a comic or video game now. That's not fair. All because somebody wanted to show us how her arm got torn off and replaced by a robot arm. Seeing it wasn't nearly as cool as her just showing up and having it. That is the problem with prequels. I'm I'm done. I'm don't watch this shit. Go watch Fury Road again. I know I am. Oh, before I get out of here, I almost forgot. At the end of the movie, this isn't a spoiler. The reason it's not a spoiler because you've already seen everything that I'm about to tell you about. Just hear me out. At the end of the movie, for the end credits, this film has the unmitigated gall to play scenes from Fury Road. Okay, yeah. I know it sounds like I'm bullshitting, but they're the ones that are. Remember that time we made the greatest action film of the decade? Here are some scenes from that bitch. Sorry we couldn't do it again. Okay, now I'm done. Thank you for listening to another episode of Watch This Shit. You come here for the realest take on new movies. So make sure you follow us so you're not left in the dark on whether you should check out a new movie or not. If you haven't seen this shit yet, go on about your life. Don't even worry about it. Matter of fact, you're doing good. Damn, you're doing good. Check us out next time when we review the Garfield movie. And good day to you.